What do you think of the one?
I mean, it's really big.
Now let's explain this. This is the most expensive property is it in the world? It's the world.
No, it's not in the world. I've seen the Antilia or whatever.
Listen, but that's like a commercial apartment building.
It's a
dubbed
home.
a house.
It's a home.
It's an apartment building. That you're buying a skyscraper.
It's a home.
Listen, that's a skyscraper.
tall.
It's a skyscraper.
What do you think? Do you think it's a home?
Is that a house? You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I mean, unfortunately, I would say it's technically a home. I mean, he's crazy enough to build it the way he did. I get it. It is a skyscraper.
I feel like that's cheating. That's like, I'm buying like a big Walmart. Be like, I live in a... Yeah,
but once you're building a house so big, wouldn't it make sense to start building up?
We were touring this penthouse in New York, and during when we were shooting it, listing agents were showing it to someone else, someone's representative. They're like, yeah, they're interested in buying the top 2 floors and the bottom 2 floors and doing like a 5-story penthouse. Each one of these penthouses were like $50 million. Like, are they just casually talking about dumping $200 million just so they can have like top 5 floors? People do that stuff. So I'm actually not that surprised about that home. I mean, people are crazy.
Okay. So we'll call it a home.
Yeah.
Fine.
He looks so happy.
Of course he looks happy. But okay, so we'll call it it's the second one of the most. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think without a doubt the land that it sits on has got to be one of the best pieces of property in the in Los Angeles, if not in the country.
Yeah. Describe what makes it.
Well, it's this really high promontory, but a lot of times promontories are nice, but if they're set back and they're low, a lot of people look into it. So I don't like that. It sits high enough and kind of pulled back in Bel Air that is somewhat private considering the elevation. So I like that about it. Number 2, it's just like he owns the whole hilltop. It's not just like he owns the edge of it, right? Like you just go to the elevation and it's that property and that's it. In terms of the architecture, I mean, it's McLean. It's a good home. McLean is an amazing architect. He does so many projects in LA. Where I would compliment on is, I mean, it's so big. I'm really trying to understand who would be the end user and why it would make sense for them to have that much square footage. I'll be lying if I say I'm educated enough to understand and comprehend that. We actually been in that property about 2.5 months ago. Me and Mikey went there to check it out. We met one of the project managers, and to our side at the time, they were about 90% done. It wasn't fully finished already. I mean, it's a good home. It's a different take. And it's kind of like that Bruce Makowski home. Like, it's a bold approach, and he sold it. Granted, he started with $250 million. It ended up selling for 88. What would happen with this? I don't know. You saw the Niles video. He has some bold perspective on that house. Maybe they would do something like that. I don't know. It's a tough one for me to make a comment.